Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Calvin Russell here, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone is doing well today. I am about to get out of the office. I should have left a long time ago, but there are a few changes. If you haven't already started seeing them with Credit Karma, we have a lot of our clients that use Credit Karma. I think it's one of the tools, if not the best tool, to actually monitor your credit for free every single week. Granted, 90% of lenders use FICO, so it's not so much for the scoring; it's more so for it's more so for the report changes. So just to give you guys a quick update for number one. The If you guys haven't seen the changes already, they made it more so of a security change. And with the security change, all they're doing is they see if you have what type of device that you have, that thing sure that people are not using multiple devices and things of that sort, kind of like a bank almost. I do feel like it's too easy to get into a Credit Karma account, not for our clients and things of that sort. But again, there has to be some level of security. Granted, they don't have your whole social anyway. For those who don't know that, so a lot of times people get kind of afraid about it. But again, the algorithm is still making slow changes as well too. I don't know if you guys are seeing that with Equifax. It seems like a lot more people are having lower Equifax scores than TransUnion, which is weird because TransUnion is the most used credit bureau. And what that means is you can actually what I'm starting to see, people are having lower Equifax scores, even though the TransUnion report may have, let's say, more accounts, more increase, things of that sort. So it's just kind of a bit of an imbalance. Just so you guys know, that's not necessarily Credit Karma. That is the Vantage. That's the new Vantage scoring process that Credit Sesame uses, that Credit Karma uses, Wallet Hub. So a lot of these free credit report type deals, they have. They're using that Vantage, scoring method. So it's not just a Credit Karma thing. Credit Karma is just one of the only ones that advertises. Credit Sesame advertises too, but it's mainly on the radio, mainly Pandora. But either way, you guys are starting to see a lot of those changes with process that a lot of lenders are still not feeling it. Less than 10% of lenders. I've yet to see a lender use the Vantage scoring process. But again, I'll give you an example. I have a client right now, where his score was not high enough to get a mortgage. Granted, the mortgage people, the lenders, they don't use Credit Karma at all. Okay. So the thing about it is, though, again, it was the only platform that a consumer can use where he can check it every single, where he can check it every single week. And sure enough, and even the lender was like, "Man, I didn't even know you could do that." I'm like, "Yeah, you could do it." And sure enough, we was waiting for his score to get to a certain, point, and the only way to track that was with Credit Karma. Okay, and either way, long story short, we did that, and I noticed that, of course, once his score, made an improvement on Credit Karma, we immediately FICO, and sure enough, the changes have been made. So again, Credit Karma is not don't just use Credit Karma for just a score. No one's going to use it for the actual raw report. That's what you want to use it for. A lot of people say things like, "Well, the report is not accurate," things of that sort. Really, I don't like how Vantage updates the scoring process because we deal with so many clients. For the most part, I would say 70% of Credit Karma people don't have issues, but you got a good 30% where their score dropped for no reason. They'll call me or shoot, no, well, no, they'll text or email us. They'll say, "Hey, my score just dropped." And again, that's the Vantage scoring process. So you get what you pay for the free side, but the reporting, they get that from the credit bureaus. Okay. So either way, the biggest change is that of course, you guys are starting to see a lot of the changes with the Vantage scoring process, so that's changing. The next thing, of course, is the multiple device. They want to make sure that it's the same device being used. So unlike banking, like if you guys, of course, have a checking account, if they're very strict on the type of device that you use, you have to get that approval. They're going to send a code, okay? And I'm not seeing it for a lot of my clients. I'm seeing maybe less than 10%. So right now, what's going on, Leslie? So right now, it's still in its early stages, okay? So I say that to say they're trying to make sure that people are not being hacked into, especially if it's from a different location. Because again, we check credit reports all the time from different locations. So we don't necessarily have to have a person's authorization, but we're starting to see that more frequently. So I just say that doesn't mean that you guys have been hacked or anything like that. Of course, it's just letting you know that, like, let's say a cell phone to, let's say, someone's checking in, hey, what's going on, Jose? If you go from a cell phone now going into like a desktop, then it's going to say, hey, we don't recognize this device. So that's what we're starting to see a lot of, is that Credit Karma is just saying, hey, you know what, I don't recognize this device. Identity IQ, I'm not necessarily sure what algorithm they use, but the algorithm, if you guys read the fine print, it'll always be down at bottom of your report. How much is your credit repair cost? Not a lot, I promise you. It's actually, I think we're very competitive on the market. But again, I don't want to too much video. Make sure you send me an email as well when you get some time. info@the850club.com. It's on all the descriptions of all the videos. You can always give us a call. I'm about to leave the office here shortly, so shoot email. I'll probably get back to you before midnight tonight. That's one of the changes. The last change is the Credit Karma suggestions. So now what they're doing is they're kind of going to a slightly different platform, where I think that they're pushing more products based on who pays them the most. So for example, I had a client who's like a 700 something, and I'm not gonna say the bank's name, okay? And all credit scorecard as well. Oh yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. I will continue to use my FICO. Yeah, I'm never saying that, of course, one is better than the other. It makes sense to use FICO. But again, if you're not looking to keep paying, because we all know FICO's not free. The only way to get all the scores is if you go to myfico.com, or you could do, just like Miss Brooklyn said, hey, you guys can go ahead and just have, use whatever your credit card gives you. Okay. But either way, what I'm noticing is that okay, Charlie, I'll get back to you. No problem. So what I'm starting to notice is that, for example, this person was like a 720, 730, 750, somewhere in that range, and he had got a suggestion, and that credit card suggestion, I won't say the bank, but this type of card, they specialize in subprime, okay? And so what we're starting to see is that this person, he should not have even gotten that suggestion. So again, I'm seeing it with a lot of clients where they're getting suggestions right at the top, and it just does not, like, they're better than that. But again, these people don't know. They don't know because they're not using Credit Karma. I'm sorry, they're not in the industry like I am. Person sees their credit report, maybe their spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe a family member, something like that. So they can see what they're using. But again, since I see so many different types of credit cards you guys should stay away from, especially as you start going up the ladder. I know you guys have been asking me for a while to do a credit card like ladder type deal. I see a lot of other videos at it. It's okay, but again, I think sometimes people have had good credit for so long, they forget what it's like, to be in that 300 range, that 400 range, that 500 range, where a lot of people are, and people get lost. People start talking about, Chase Sapphire and American Express and Platinum and Gold and this, and a lot of people, they're not at that point, so they're lost between that. So don't worry, I'll do a video of that, but again, it won't be this format. I will have to do it where it's a PowerPoint presentation. So. But yeah, please let them know. So, but either way, so just shoot me an email whenever you guys get, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns. The line's always open. And again, I do get complaints sometimes. It's like, man, I love your videos, but you're always answering questions during the video. And again, I don't want to be rude, but again, I can't make everybody happy. So, but shoot me an email, that way I can focus directly on your situation. I do have a few emails to get back to. And, but either way, just shoot me an email when you get some time. info@the850club.com. And I'll most definitely get back to you guys. I'm telling you, I most definitely appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys' success. Okay. I appreciate you guys watching the video. So if you like the video, like it, want to share it. And of course, subscribe. I got a lot more stuff on the way. Next video, I'm going to show you guys. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Now you got to watch the video. I'll probably do it tonight if I feel like it. See you guys tomorrow.